for the defenders.
You know what the best thing so far, though, in Fingers is?
What? Glaive, Celine.
Glaive on each team, baby.
Oh, both.
They're learning.
They're learning.
People are learning.
I do like the fact that both teams have got a good chunk of muskets and longbows as well. Because obviously the massive artillery phase on this map, it just makes more sense for them to actually have ranged heroes. Obviously, more medium ones is good because then when the fight actually kicks off, they can maybe try and change to a medium class. But we'll see.
Go then, Mr. Fingers. What do we reckon? What do you think's going to be happening here?
I think it'll be Plebs. I've just jumped up into the air in my bird's eye view, and the game's like, no, you need to go to the edge of the map, please.
Right, you're not missing much at the minute, other than all the defender units are going back to sea.
Yeah, they're not.
And they are doing pretty similar to what No Beaches were doing, just taking a few kind of cheeky shots with the already placed artillery. Kind of expected, really.
Well, they must be aiming for units with that artillery because normally it gets destroyed so quickly. They haven't damaged any of the siege equipment.
No, I think it's a little bit pointless going for the siege towers and everything. I think just try and knock out as many units as you possibly can, like early doors.
I mean, they would have maybe got 4. Look at the unit difference at the top of the screen. It's like 1,600 to 1,300. Is that a huge difference?
The defenders have got a lot of trash, I think, but it's...
The defenders have got like triple the 5-star units though, and it looks like they're maybe 60, 70 less on the 4-star.
But make a difference.
But the attackers have got 500, nearly 500 peasants. So
there's a lot of trash units, but trash units are useful for certain kind of things. Plebs look like they're dropping C as well, though, which is interesting. I'm not I don't want to kind of misjudge Plebs, but it's interesting because seeing there's obviously No Beaches managed to hold C pretty much entirely the last couple of games.
I think the only thing that's maybe a bit of a waste for Plebs is they've not forced Zoo to waste any of the artillery, like going onto the C point. So as soon as Zoo see that C's open, they can just walk straight in, start getting their artillery phase up, and then should be able to start brutalizing stuff. There being no Falconettes, Shenjis, Zakalian, or Sifarophonoi, though, it's going to make for an interesting fight. I saw a few javelins from both teams as well. I think the defenders have definitely got one out. Yeah, Birds of Plebs got, I think that's Imperial Javs.
Javs are definitely making their way back into the game, which is a good thing to see. They are decent in the right kind of circumstances.
And the attackers have got still quite a few blue units out, which is interesting. I would have thought they would have gone for a more, in their first assault, to have the higher tiered units out, so you're more likely to actually win the engagement. We'll see, though. So they're going to have 18 minutes.
The 40s out, Murmelons, Iron Reapers. They got some heavy hitters out.
They're going to have 18 minutes to do this.
Long time to defend, isn't it? It's a very long time to defend.
I mean, Plebs have already placed 4 of their artillery. Looks like going up the stairs to the southeast, if you like, of base, or straight southwest of the base, sorry. They've placed a ballista already. I think there's probably a couple of culverins on the balcony.
Mortars in there as well.
And maybe grape shots at the breach or something. Difficult to see.
Yes, Plebs got 2 mortars on the home base. They've got a culverin at the home base gate.
Oh, those mortars are really close to that wall, though, up on the base point. Like,
yeah, I was thinking that. I just saw that. I think that's. I mean, they are blue mortars, so they can be angled quite nicely, but that's very, very close.
Yeah. I wonder, that must be just aimed at the breach, looking at it. It looks like both are kind of just aimed at the breach area.
Yeah. No one's really using them at the minute, are they?
Zoo's only placed 2 mortars so far, which is interesting. You see how aggressive a lot of the Plebs heroes are, though, as well. They're still on the walls above C, or even like pushing through the archway.
There's one in there.
It was tempo shot, weren't it? Yeah.
So a bit of a jolly on to C.
Still a lot of for the attackers as well. They've got most of their artillery still. Cheeky Treb going down at the top there. Oh, it's going for a culver. Oh, they placed a culverin inside the doorway.
Yeah.
That is a cheeky little spot, man, because they can shoot all the way to the back wall.
This is interesting from Plebs. This is interesting. Like, they've set up a few things on base.
Oh no, Rocky's just been caught out. He got.
Ooh,
did he get picked up by the mall, or I think he got picked up by the mall? You know, so why would he be there otherwise? I think what happened was he would have got picked up by the mall, got dragged through, and then yeah, just got nuked. Which is not what you want to be doing, because obviously if you die 3 times, you're out. I'm just going to change the player that I'm following because they keep pinging stuff. I can still hear pings.
Not much movement at the minute from the attacking team. Got a couple more set up in that little pocket area though, and on the wall, and they're just kind of.
So they've only placed 7, which is strange.
Firing a few of the defensive units up.
I mean, when the defenders have placed almost the same amount of artillery as the attackers, and the attackers have got double, it's almost a bit weird. Although they are now on 9, so they are slowly increasing the amount. Oh, they've placed their javelins up on the area where the Shenjis have been running around in the last few stages on Reginopolis as well.
Yeah, that's not a bad little play, that, actually. I guess they're probably the next kind of best unit to put up there.
I reckon if they're probably going to try timing it with their muskets as well, so the muskets will do their firebomb or maybe even black powder bomb, and then they'll try getting the javelins to come in almost simultaneously once they're like in their like burn animation or whatever. We'll see how they get used. There are a lot of pings going down though for the Plebs team. They are constantly plebbing stuff, pinging stuff. But maybe if I'd change my perspective so that it says I'm spectating a zoo player, it would stop the ping noise. But
there's a lot of pinging.
Note to self: next game, put me on the zoo team.
There's not much movement at the minute, and they've
got time though, isn't it?
I was going to expect Zoo to put down a few more mortars than what they have done here.
Huh. They've placed 12 now, to be fair. I think it's just the longbows up on the top of this tower. Who is that? That's Amir and Heiter. They're actually doing quite a lot of damage, yeah, and they're just like plinking a lot of them down, because there's not that many still up, to be fair. There's a lot of their artillery already down.
To go. That's it's still a fairly significant amount of time as well left. Well, firstly for the defenders to defend, but also for the attackers to set something up here.
Yeah, unit-wise though, it's still basically the same. The defenders have almost lost nothing, so I'm trying to work out where Zoo just lost all of their artillery, or have they used all the ammo and not really done anything for it?
I'm not sure, mate, but the unit numbers are pretty much still exactly the same, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, so it's like, even though the attackers have spent 14 artillery, they've done almost nothing with it so far. Which is not what you want to be doing. You need to get the use out of the ammunition. You need to use the ammunition actually get stuff killed with it as well. So Hyper's just died as well for the attackers.
So that was actually in the breach there. I think he kind of got caught out a little bit at the breach.
Did he get hit by the javelins up on the wall, or was that just
he had a couple of heroes after him. The mall, I can't see who that is. Let's just grab someone else.
Oh yeah, short sword, he's going to get ruined in the breach.
Yeah.
Oh, he might get out.
Oh,
another one's got picked up though as well. A musket gets picked up.
Oh no.
You need to stay on your horses, boys, otherwise it's going to be painful. So they've lost 3 heroes for basically no reason.
Just getting themselves caught out here.
In the breach as well, there's 3 musket players from Plebs that are just bombing through the archway, like the side little doorway, so they can try and get rid of the mortar that stood there. So they've got Kagan and Cinetic in there, or Booming Kagan and Cinetic, like just try to bomb through the archway to get rid of the mortar there. That's clever play. There's still 11 rounds on that as well, so if they can get rid of that. They've done a little
Not
bit of
much
unit
movement
damage
from
now,
Zoo
but it's
here,
still not
though, is it?
loads. They've got time though. They've still got 11
Oh yeah,
minutes
still
30.
plenty of time here.
They just haven't really done much damage, which is mad when you think how much artillery they've placed. And a lot of Plebs' artillery is still up.
Zoo have placed 18 pieces of artillery at this point.
Somebody's getting...
People just keep getting themselves go out of that breach.
Balfour's
though.
are though.
Another hero that's gone down.
That was the defenders that time though.
Oh, here we go. Zoo are moving. Zoo are moving.
They're gonna go archway looking at it, or are they gonna? Is that a bait? Oh no, they've gone straight through.
They're all through.
Straight through to archway. They've got loads through. There's, this is gonna be interesting because obviously there's not as many CC units. There is cavalry coming down the stairs now. The Liao's are going to do a lot of damage, although they are going to the resupply instead from Amiens, and they just got caught completely out as well.
Yeah, that Treb has done the work on those cav that were going back to that supply point. It looks like
although they're going to clear out the heroes.
Who have won the battle with the little gate there.
Now there's a unit difference. Hero-wise, it's still very even though. Although the attackers are one hero down at the moment. They have got 3 on the resupply though, stopping any reinforcements or new units being pulled by Plebs. Which is a very good move.
Very good play. Yeah,
I like that Zoo staying very close together as well. They're not spreading out too much. A Dagger-Axe Lance is coming down the stairs. Close, man.
Yeah,
the attackers have dropped more heroes, but it looks like they've got more units up, so they should still be able to clear towards that supply point. Treb's going down as well, which is nice to see.
I could seem to just kind of spread themselves out a little bit too much there and got caught on the side going up to the supply.
Still trebbing that supply though, yeah. There's a lot of units that have just appeared there though, so the attackers are going to struggle now. Especially because the defenders have got double their units, so they're going to be able to push straight through. There are Fort Breccios coming from the background though, from the attackers, with their own Dagger-Axe Lances even, sorry. Plebs get 2.
Have that closer spawn now where you can see a lot of them spawning in very, very quick succession. Our Plebs going to be ready to kind of stop that. It looks like they're all now rotating over to the breach.
There's a lot of cav for both teams out now. Like, Plebs just used a lot of their cavalry, and now Zoo's just got all of their cav out as well.
Yeah. Zoo, clever play right now would be straight to base camp, because there ain't nothing there stopping them.
They go through the breach and straight right. I don't think they're going to be able to do that, though.
No, I think they were looking to go for the supply point again and just kind of been pushed back.
Yeah, I think they hesitated. When they had I think they had 3 or 4 Dagger-Axe Lancers there, if they would instantly move back that way, that could have actually worked out for them. And Plebs have just changed a lot of their cavalry out for infantry as well, so they can have a stronger front line again. And then they'll try and engage their infantry when the push comes, and then they'll send designated people back again to get cavalry to then charge through. Unit-wise as well, the attackers dropped I think 400 in that fight, and the defenders 300. So it went to the defenders, but it was fairly close. It wasn't like one team steamrolled the other.
That was a solid push through the gateway and then towards the supply, but they got caught a little bit on the way to supply, I think.
I think some of their heroes just got a bit too far ahead of their units, and they got out-killed on the hero deaths. Looking at it, Plebs have had 7 hero deaths in total, so they've got 1 player on 2 deaths. Whereas Zoo have got 12 guys that have died once, 2 guys that have died twice already, so Plebs are definitely winning the hero fight. That's a good trend though as well.
Yeah, the tropes are definitely on point, I think, so far.
Both teams have placed some fresh artillery as well.
Yeah, so attackers 6 pieces left, defenders only 4 pieces left. Still 7 minutes in this as well. Still a lot of time left in this game.
Still a lot of units as well. There's more than enough for 2 full pushes. Especially because both teams had a lot of purple units, so they'll have 3 full-on purple unit pushes. Obviously, I think Zoo had more blue units as well, but
so I think Zoo, if they have probably been watching some of the last CBL games and see Plebs
like to go more again.
Purple units. Looks like they're trying to push. Are they pushing or are they baiting there? Looks like a little bit of a bait, doesn't it? At the gateway there, they're kind of.
I think they're going to wait too much longer though until they do their next push. The problem is, and saying that they They've got everything stacked up on the archway. That'd be a bad push now.
That's not the way to go.
They are actually going
right
though still. Point. Interesting.
They're getting all their melee through.
So Plebs are going to start collapsing on that with all their infantry. Yeah, but Plebs have got to stack up on that breach as well. So the archway attack though, there's RPG walks going off. There's a lot of stalwarts in that small area, isn't there? Murmalone's just coming through the breach.
Have a look at what the Plebs are doing though. They're actually coming up onto the walls and jumping down into that big mass of Zoo players and probably doing some damage there in the back of them.
Hero-wise, it's very even still as well. But it looks like, again, Zoo are winning the initial phase of the fight. Yeah. Plebs have sent a lot of guys back to the resupply, though.
So many Plebs have gone back, haven't they?
And it looks like Zoo might be able to get through this time. There's still a lot of IPGs and Halberdier Sergeants, like, just in between the breach and the archway, though. And if Plebs can clear the couple of heroes on that supply, they'll be able to re-get their cavalry out and start steamrolling through again. I think this time, though, I think Zoo might be able to do it, because they've got a lot of their heroes in that back corner.
Onto the supply now, haven't they? They're outnumbering the Plebs on that supply. However, Plebs are now outnumbering Zoo
at the archway.
At the archway.
That's mainly just unit on unit, though, isn't there? I think there's like one hero each at that area. It's the fight. The main fight is the resupply, because if Zoo get that resupply and can get new units out, they can just charge straight across the remaining units at the archway.
Yeah. And
they're through, and then it's a base point fight.
Right now, look, below the base cap, there is nothing there. It is wide open. There's nothing on that base cap.
But respawners from Plebs are going to come through now. If they can get rid of that longsword that's on the, which they just did, so it's Temple that was on the resupply. Now they're going to have to go back to base point. That was a good fight. There's still a 300 unit difference, so it's been fairly even. So that means that on that push that Zoo actually did the more unit kills than what Plebs did. But if you look at both pushes in total, it's pretty much still even.
Yeah. Zoo just tidying up these last two remaining heroes at the breach and the archway. You're going to start getting sorted out. Plebs, they know it's all about the base now. They've shut the gate. It's going to buy them a little bit of time.
That's only a couple of seconds, to be fair, though. It's not going to be like the end of the world.
Seconds could be make or break, though.
4 minutes. There's still enough units for both teams, though. If you like 837 to 491, what I would do if I was Zoo, because they've got a lot of crap tier stuff, is maybe bait out some artillery shots or artillery placements with some crap tier, and then just send your heroes back to get actual units, and then go through. They're actually pushing really aggressively already. They're building ballistas already.
Yeah, they know that it's time to kind of push down. They don't want to be caught out by the hesitation, which happened last game.
Yeah, they can still treb as well, so they're looking good there.
Oh, we've got some Pleb units going out of the gate, though. Looks like they might be going back for that supply point.
It's only a trash tier unit, though, so it's not going to do too much, but it's going to stop these Dagger-Axe Lancers from Allison from getting up the stairs and on the point. And the main fight on the base point now, though, it looks like...
It's starting to kick off a little bit, isn't it? Have we got some NAM cans there? Oh my gosh, we have.
In the bleed, though, if they get left to fire, the bleed stacks will build up real quick.
Really make some difference, yeah, especially against these trash tier units.
The trip going in there, though.
Capping the base. Plebs are having a difficult time right now to get back onto that base cap.
I think they're clearing it now, though. They are clearing it now, though.
Trev, look at that Trev just hitting that ISG unit. I absolutely battered him. There you go, Plebs have cleared it, though. That's a solid counter attack.
Yeah, that's a good Trev, though, if that can hit. Might be land a little bit too late, though.
It's done a little bit of damage to him.
Yeah.
Nothing to kind of save their push, but...
Problem that they might have now, though, Plebs are extremely aggressive in their defense, so they're actually going to sally all the way out. They've got 13 heroes live to 5 from Zoo, and they managed to kill a good few heroes there with no losses. There's a longsword still from Zoo up on the top of it. He's just got steamrolled.
Amir has just scrammed him right up. No.
I don't think anybody's on their 3rd death yet, though, which is nice to see. But everyone's got basically one more... Oh no, Hyper from Zoo's died 3 times.
Oh, Hyper. Zoo look like they have not actually spent the time to reorganise. Now they have just started pushing straight back into that base.
I think it's because they don't have time. They've got a minute 42. They've got half cap. They need to get up there and get some kills off.
Origin, in their playstyle of counter-attacking, it has done exactly the right thing here, where they've pushed them straight out of that gate.
Yeah. And they're just slowing them down with trash. They've got shields in the archway as well, or the gateway, which is going to slow.
Yeah.
Slow
Zoo can
down.
do a little cheeky though and rotate very, very quickly around the back. They might get this. That gate is very solidly defended though from Plebs side.
There's still Plebs in the background though. Is that still Anya? Anya's still running around in the back with some like Demesne spears or something. So he's gonna put pressure upon that supply so they can't get the supply, which is mental.
It's just causing annoyance, and that's all you need to do. It's just cause annoyance in the back.
That is GG to Plebs. That was a very nice match though. That was a lot closer than I thought it would be after the initial phase.
Oh, the Zoo are on the base cap. They are managing to do a little sneaky cap on it.
He's going to get chased off though.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough, unfortunately.
And they've technically 3/4 capped it. So that is a good effort, man. Especially when you think that the Plebs are the Goliath of the team. That was closer than I would have guessed at the beginning of the match, which is very nice to see.
Yeah, that was a very, very good push come the end.
Yeah, I think Zoo, if they work a little bit on artillery placement and artillery use, they're going to be extremely, extremely strong. Like, extremely strong.
Goes to show you though, quality over quantity, because Zoo the whole way through that match up until this point had more amount of units.
Yeah.
Plebs just used them better.
That was extremely
very good.
Yeah, really strong showing. Honestly, you know, obviously, as you said earlier, Zoo, not the favourites coming into this one, for sure. Not the favourites. But a really, really strong first showing. They really made them work for it there. So I feel like, you know, both teams picked Reginopolis as their map. It's they mean business. Something is up there. So that is making me think, you know, we're seeing some S's from Zoo there. They're really digging in, really making them work for it. So see an upset here. Of course I don't think they would, but Plebs should not be getting complacent. This is not won by a long shot. So they've got a long way to go yet before they can chalk this one up as a done deal. So
yeah,
all the more MVPs pressure as well. Baldwin for Zoo, 1-11 assists and 137 units. That's mental. That is a lot, man. And if you look at it as Xiao Ling for Plebs with 6-1, 13 and 143. Bird of Plebs underneath him with 148 unit kills. Booming Kagan with 147, and then Cinetic with 152 units. That is crazy numbers.
I think a little bit more work from Zoo on their RT, and actually, it might change the result for the next ones.
I mean, the next attack is going to be difficult because obviously Plebs are attacking and they're very good at using artillery, and they've got double and they've got the Trebs. But Zoo, I think with a few tweaks, Zoo are in with a good chance to stop Plebs, especially with the amount the bans that there are, like with so many of the crowd control units being like banned from the matchups. It's going to make it very nice. Very, very nice. Look at that first fight there on the bar chart. Almost even, obviously slight advantage to Plebs. The second one was like set up a second line of defense, and they'll probably be hoping Flat Fight to be behind C. If I'm honest, they'd probably welcome that now. If it's only they've basically brought units for 2 fights. And they'll more than happily take like a big fight behind C, nuke it to the resupply, get new tier 5 units out and push as quickly as possible.
Hard, yeah.
And whereas Zoo are going to, obviously they almost have to bring more units as the defenders, because if they're going to get like a huge artillery phase, they need to be very careful about not getting annihilated. If they just brought like static tier 5s, like slow moving things, and they're constantly getting picked at, it's not going to be the best. So let's see how this goes down, shall we? Let's see if the
let's do it.
Game throws me to the other side of the map this time. Oh no.
I think that's a user error.
No. Don't be like that, Coffee. Saying that probably is a user error. Let's be honest.
It looks like Zoo are falling all the way back to C though. No one's taking me up on my advice. You know, chuck a couple of trash units on A and B. Could be all the time you need. Pretty much all the Zoo players though are off on the walls though.
They've got a lot up there, haven't they? I think it's maybe just to make it almost look like they're going to defend A and B. As soon as the gate goes down, or they're in the breach, or they climb up the wall, they'll see that there's basically nothing. Chain Dart fell off the wall, I think. Hyper from Zoo, but he's getting chased by a Poleaxe. He should hopefully be able to get away. Saying that,
he's away though.
The Poleaxe is on his own. Yeah, the Poleaxe is stopped. I was going to say if Funkle goes up there and he's going to fight a Chain Dart, and that Chain Dart just pins him in place, that's going to be rough times.
Like Zoo are pulling all their units back to that supply though, so it looks like they're going to be doing a similar tactic to Plebs and going to probably drop C as well.
We're going to have another 18-minute fight behind C, or like artillery phase. I honestly would have expected them maybe to put some stuff in C.
Yeah.
Even just to posture up, just to try and force Plebs to place artillery. Like,
it's the timing. Like you're already giving away 2 points for free. That's a massive boost in extra time for the attack straight away. Then to give them C for free as well.
Yeah.
Just makes it so much more difficult because you've got to defend for so much more time. Like, it's just in that little kind of bit after C and the home base. It's just the more time you can spend messing the attackers around, the better.
Yeah.
I feel.
It looks like Plebs are going straight up to the C side supply, and then they'll be on C any second now. There we go. So they've already seen. Oh, that Trev as well in the background.
That's a really good Trev. That's a really nice.
We even placed that. Like that must have been Flynn, because nobody else is anywhere near it. He's already up on the wall. He's already scouting what they've got.
There's like another Trev coming in as well.
Defenders have only placed one artillery so far. Let's see if I can see where it is. That Trev might have actually just hit it.
It did take out something on the stairs there, so I think that was the only place that they had placed. Looks like there's a ballista going up down though that is aiming at the gateway.
Plebs are in on C, and they will quite literally be more than happy to take their time with this. I would have expected them to maybe have a few more muskets. They've got 2 from what I can see so far out, although a third guy's just changed as well. So just so that they can start bombing over the wall constantly. Because we didn't actually see much of that from Zoo, where they just have like their heroes using their bombs or their just abilities or with range units just constantly like clicking down the defending units.
So we got loads of mortars from the Pleb sides going up, so it was expected, really.
And do you know what I really like about this, though? Do you see the fight on top of the wall now, where there was is that Tessu? Yeah, Tessu was playing musket, and 2 guys from Zoo tried jumping over and killing him. But Plebs have placed Flynn there as the maul, so if obviously somebody jumps on the musket, the maul can just instantly jump off and just carry him off into the C point. I like what they're backing each other
the rest of the Plebs.
Yeah. Got some very good mortars coming down though from Plebs already though.
And Treb shots as well. They are using their Trebs really effectively here.
Yeah. But you can definitely tell that Plebs have practiced placing mortars, because they literally place a mortar and it's almost on its first shot hitting exactly where it needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's taken 1 shot at most to kind of aim it,
and then the second shots are bang on where they want to be aiming for, which is impressive to see. So I wonder how many times or for how long they were practicing that.
Sure, but it looks like, am I right, of Plebs just lost a person to a disconnect? It looks like they may have done. The Plebs are now down to 14 heroes out of the 15.
It's not too bad on this when you're attacking, because the artillery phase is so long, and you wouldn't expect sally from the defenders. Although, looking at it, if the defenders would sally now, what could the plebs do?
They haven't got much to kind of
They've got
defend against
everything
it,
down
have
at
they?
the seaside supply, and if the defenders pushed through that archway like real quick, and like cav charged the back staircase, and then just piled through with everything, they'd be able to get rid of all of the artillery.
Yep.
And they'd be in such a good position to take a fight there. Obviously, they can't see what we can see, so this is just basically just theorizing. But they would actually do loads of damage.
They would do work, wouldn't they?
And I
right
guarantee plebs would not expect that to happen.
No, I think this whole C bit is usually just a bluff of actually you don't want to go in there. But like I said, looking at it, they've got an IPG ready. They've got a few Reapers and stuff, but they're more down the back of the supply, so they'll take a little while to respond. Look at all those plebs up on the wall, though, just raining down with the arrows and the muskets.
Yeah, they've got, what,
Glaive.
3-4 muskets up there? They've got a longbow up there.
Glaive, I'm hoping, is buffing their damage
I will
every
be.
15 seconds as well.
He will be. Cinetic. Can we see what unit Cinetic's running around with? I was maybe expecting
Zoo have now just lost a person as well.
to a disconnect.
It looked like it, yeah.
Oh, not good. Not good.
Zoo stacking up a lot of units in that little corner right beside the breach, which is a little bit cheeky, in between the trees there. They're still one step beside that little building are getting bombed at absolute high heaven, though, so they need to start moving them. They haven't got much to defend against a sally through from plebs right now, though, so...
Right, I was slightly distracted. What have I missed? Nothing.
Nothing really, mate. Lots of mortar bombs.
11 artillery
Defenders
places
units are
so
getting
far.
pretty buttered up at this point as well.
Yeah. They've still got 8 of their own artillery as well, so they're not. They're probably wanting to save it all for the base point where they place like grape shots or whatever.
Yeah.
The attackers have still got 19 artillery. Although they are building a couple of ballistas now, so they're probably going to look to try and push the archway possibly. And when they do, just have guys shooting the ballistas through and trying to nuke some heroes. But I think they can shoot almost all the way through to the resupply from there, which is mental. Although there are definitely guys from Zoo pinging this ballista in the background, so they do know about it.
Got a Zoo longbow on the top of that tower there. He's doing a bit of work as well.
He's going to have
Let's
a maul
get
jumping
over
on
on
him
the
now.
breach.
Oh no, the maul jump back. Thought Mano was going to go over and try and get him off the top there, though. Cheeky. Oh no, I thought they were going to build a grape shot on top of the corner there, but they didn't. Still 12 minutes.
Much in the way of artillery going down now, though. The plebs have either used up all their ammo, or it is getting shot down very quick.
I think
Ooh,
a lot
that's
of
a
it's,
risky trip.
I think a lot of it's possibly being taken quite a bit of damage.
Treb almost took out 2 of the pleb heroes there. That was a little bit.
It looks like plebs are getting ready to go. Look.
To the breach, yeah.
Looks like they're going to get a cheeky Varangian unit around at the back here from Pleb QT if you go towards the base
this
side.
Is such
through
a
the
good
breach.
ladder to use that everybody forgets about.
Yeah, and
everybody forgets
he's
about
up there
that.
and his unit's coming up as well now. All the shield maidens might be there in time. We'll have to ignore that then and go for the main fight. Zoo
has pulled 3 heroes away though. Plebs are through, they've turned right.
And they're going straight up to the base point.
Straight up to base.
They've left, what, 3 guys to try and slow Zoo down, and they've just stormed up with, what, 6, 7 guys? And they're basically on base point, and the only unit that's up here is an archer unit.
Is that a longbow unit? I think
that's
not even longbows, are prefetchers.
Yeah, so they're not going to last. They're not going to be long for this world.
Yeah.
Although
Zero.
Zoo have already got guys coming up through the main staircase as well, so they should be able to get there in time. Although
look at the units that the plebs have
Reapers,
got on that home point.
Halberdier sergeants, that's going to be difficult to deal with. And even the fight in the background, even though Plebs left less units there, they just because they got so much more tier 5 units, it's just so costly for Zoo to try and get through. So costly.
That is going to be really difficult to defend against now. Even if Zoo clear this up, Plebs still have 10 minutes. 10 minutes to play with here.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of artillery still. They've still got 6 trebs in, hadn't even placed. There's the first treb on the base point. They've still got 13 artillery to place as well. Now the grape shots are coming down from Plebs. The grape shots are going to do absolute work. It's going to be really difficult for Zoo to deal with now, though. Almost impossible.
Spot on treb.
We've got cavalry coming across now, cataphracts. I think Hashashins just got sent in from Plebs as well. There's still loads of Reapers on the point. I think that's GG.
The Murmilon unit literally just stood facing the wrong way, which they could use as well.
I think they've just got that just in case a back flank comes
behind,
in or something. Yeah. They're clearing this though, slowly but surely. They've just got there's too much quality on the field for them, to be fair.
Yeah, they just got onto the space too quick, and Zoo did not rotate quick enough. They thought they could stop them at the breach, they couldn't. Could not get
multiple guys dying from Zoo now trying to get up the staircase. They just lost like 8 heroes in the space of a few seconds.
Wow, look at that. Zoo are down to 3 heroes, Plebs are 14.
That's GG, man. That was an incredibly good attack. Incredibly strong attack there from Plebs.
Definitely. You just got to know when to choose, when to go for base point or when to go for supply. Right then was base point. That was weak.
Yeah.
That was what got them the win.
Yeah. And the fact that they just had so many tier 5 units, even though they had the roadblock, I thought there was like maybe 3 or 4 heroes that they'd left in the background to slow down Zoo, but it was all tier 5 stuff almost. So it was just so difficult for them to chop through that they'd lost like almost everything, I think, trying to get through it as quickly as possible. And then Plebs got on to the point, I think they had like 3 Iron Reapers, they had bloody Hashashins up there, multiple heroes, and it was too much to deal with, I think.
Yeah. Then with the purple units that were already half battered by all the artillery the Zoo had left, it was nowhere near enough by the time they got the base point.
Nah.
So mad scores coming out of the Plebs side though, especially 7-0-7.
Oh yeah, for Phil.
For old Flynn.
Maul play. He was like on that match. I think it was the guy I called out most. I think from Plebs, just like being an absolute nuisance. He was like defending the musket or the range players up on the wall for Plebs around C, just in case anybody tried jumping across and killing him. He was like constantly patrolling around, just looking for somebody to pick up and murder. Very well played, man.
Yeah, really good.
I mean, look at
not
the hero
a huge amount of unit kills in comparison to like the last games we've had, but
yeah, that was one engagement really, wasn't it?
Didn't need to.
Nah. It was one full engagement, and then that was it. And look at the hero losses, though, for Plebs. A couple of guys on one hero death, and the defenders have got multiple on 2 deaths. Yeah, 22-7 or 23-8.
So, Plebs just won every hero engagement there.
Very
with ease,
nice,
it looked like as well. I mean, at one point, Zoo team going down to 3 heroes against 14 or 15. I can't remember what it was, but
yeah,
my God, that's a huge loss of heroes in comparison.
That fight though, that was so well timed, and that they pushed to the right as well. I think I called that last time, or like the last few in the first phases, that I would have expected a few more teams to try something similar and just leave a roadblock behind and then just push up with a good chunk of you guys up on the base point. And then, like, if you can, get around and close the gate. Obviously, by the time they got up there was a few units there they wanted to get rid of first. They didn't really need to have to work the bat, so they can try and heal through the artillery phase, let's say.
It worries me, because even 5 longswords, I think to be in with any chance, I think you need to do something totally different. You need to defend C. Don't just drop it, but I can see this game going exactly the same way as the last one.
I mean, to be fair though, if Zoo, you know that phase when I said like, where are all the Plebs unit? They're nowhere near on C. Like when they were doing their artillery phase. If Zoo saw that on the last match but decided not to do anything, if they see that this time again, that Plebs have got their units so far away, if they defend behind C again, they could try doing a really aggressive counter push and just like knock out as much artillery as possible, and just try nuking like loads of the units or the heroes from plebs, because they're going to be separated again from the units. They're going to have the units out the way, like behind sea towards the supply, so they can't get hit as much by artillery. And the heroes are going to be using the artillery. So if they can get through in like a big Zerg blob with their own units, they might be able to do a lot of damage, and plebs might not be in a position to actually counter it. That's maybe something they have to do, like aggressively defend instead of letting plebs have the initiative.
Yeah, possibly, but I think I'm pretty sure that some of the pleb players would have probably had the stream on the last game, and they may not have been aware actually that they do leave themselves open a little bit. They might tighten that up this time around.
It could be though that they did, or both teams watched it and both teams are aware. But it's not a case of they'll just push through. I would assume they would both teams would look at the situation and see if it's like worth pushing or not. Because obviously it's easy for us in like a bird's eye view to have eyes on things and see things that maybe both teams won't see. But like, actually, when you're in the fight and you've got nobody in like an overview, like on Territory War, it's a lot more difficult once you're involved in the fight.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. But then it comes down to your experience of the game, really, doesn't it? There, but
wow, Space just got killed. Space is the team captain for plebs as well. For plebs, sorry, for Zoo. He was on the back wall, like up on the balcony towards the base point.
Yeah,
and a bombard shot just like was lucky and like went high left. And like hit the side of the wall there, and luckily for Space, he was just literally right there. That might have actually taken out with his artillery that he just placed as well. That is incredibly unlucky though. Oh no, it didn't take an artillery out. I think he was maybe about to place one, and then he died.
So they have just totally dropped C again, though. They're going for exactly the same strat. I think that is a massive mistake from the Zoo players. Like, plebs are going to punish them for that. I really think they're going to punish them because they know what they did last time worked. They're just going to do it again.
They do at least have one set of cavalry up towards the base point, but this time with halberdier sergeants. But if plebs do, let's say hypothetically, plebs do the exact same push that they just did, looking at how it is at the minute, Zoo would not be able to stop it.
No.
Initially on the stairs, they've got a unit of Imperial Shield Guards, and I think that's Fort Brachio. They would just get hit by a Shenji bomb and just get completely cleared out the way. And then you've got halberdier sergeants and one cav unit, and then they're on point.
It's something to slow them down, but it ain't going to stop them.
Nah, not at all.
I am somewhat concerned for Zoo here.
Obviously, Zoo could rotate a little bit. They could maybe, like, during the fight now, during the artillery phase, move around. Maybe swap out units. Like, is that Metellatori? There's woodcutters. So the guy that's running around with woodcutters might just have them out for the lulz, wait for a push to come, and he's going to be stood near the resupply. As soon as the push comes, he's going to instantly change to a cavalry unit, say, and then just get a charge off as quickly as possible. Because also those woodcutters, that's from Mago Jiro as well. They're just going to get instantly annihilated. I think what you said about plebs maybe listening, I think they did, because they did not have as many units as they did on the last fight on the sea.
They've put a few more kind of in C, aren't they, and prep, just in case. Their mortar shots, look at those mortar shots raining down on those units. Like,
oh, somebody I think just disconnected from the Zoo.
Not killing many units, but they are damaging them.
Oh, fun call though from plebs has just been picked up.
The breach.
He's got to die, surely. He's fighting though. He's dead. He's dead. Oh, a maul comes in from plebs as well. Manu's got away though. What I want to see is a maul from Zoo jump over the wall and pick up Ramil. Is that no Tessu even? Pick up Tessu, throw him off the wall, and have their way with him. Oh, good trip coming in though. Straight on top of Celine. I think Celine just built an artillery piece as well. Ooh, how the hell did Anya get up there?
This is what Anya does. You leave him to it.
Oh, I see how he did it. He climbed up the ladders, I think, behind... Yeah, he must have done. He climbed up the ladders.
He has been caught out there.
East of, or southeast of the breach. And he must have just, like, run up past some of the artillery. Why wouldn't he destroy any of the artillery, though? such a sneaky boy, isn't he, Amya, though? Like, how...
He was possibly going up to the gate there, didn't realise there was a unit of Shenji's just stood there waiting for him. He possibly was going to go shut the gate. I think that's what he was going to go do there. But Zoo have just got a unit of Shenji's staring at the winch.
Oh, this could be a huge Treb coming in now, though. Straight on top of some Silidars. Have they seen it? Oh, yeah, they've managed to move out the way. They've seen it. That was Baldwin's unit. Baldwin's got eyes in the back of his head. 10 artillery from Plebs already being used as well. I think that's pretty much 10. Oh no, 9 mortars and 1 ballista.
7 from the defenders. A lot of which have been taken out already.
Yeah. Treb there trying to get rid of the one covering on top of the tower as well that Rummel's using. And that's just been removed by Haiter playing the longbow for Plebs as well. Zoo have strengthened the staircase going up to their base as well a little bit. So if the push does come through that direction, they're more likely to be able to actually stop it.
Yeah. So they were actually using a couple of Iron Reaper units this time around, Zoo. I think it's a good shout. I don't think they've got nearly as many golden units as Plebs do again, but
they've got cavalry out already. As what we saw what happened on the last fight as well, like Plebs, if Plebs see that they're not getting through as quickly as they want to, they will quite happily just send a few heroes back to get a new unit out while the fight's going on and then come in with cavalry charges. I reckon they might use the camels this time as like a holding unit. If they do something similar to push, say, through the breach and go up towards base, they'll use camels to try and slow down any
yeah, I mean,
any units coming from behind.
Camels are super duper strong, aren't they, at the minute?
Camels are very good for a tier 4. Especially when you think that they've got tier 4 leadership costs, but they definitely behave towards, like, it's definitely a 4.5 star minimum.
Yeah. It's their health, isn't it? They've got so much health. These mortars are doing the work, though. Look at how many mortars the Plebs have got.
17 placed artillery already. They've got 2 ballistas as well, like shooting through the archway. Wingcrows on them, and he's constantly killing those units, at least, as they're pulling back to the resupply constantly to heal up. I mean, it's not like a massive amount, but every little helps. And there's so many mortars going down next to the breach as well on the Imperial Shield Guards and Halberdier Sergeants.
Just absolutely spot on.
Yeah. Going down now towards base as well, landed straight in between a Fort Brachio unit.
Just does so much damage to these units.
Yeah. And they've still got so much artillery to use. Like, the majority of these mortars in the middle of sea have got loads of ammo still.
Plebs are starting to get something ready, because they've just got a camel unit and 2 Zakilan militia ready at the gate to sea.
I don't think they'll push yet, though.
No,
They've still got like at least 6
yeah.
mortars with multiple ammo on it. They'll want to use that before they push through, I would have thought. Just weaken this defense as much as possible. Although Plebs do know that Zoo have got a Shenji up on the base point as well.
That longsword that's just fallen into the...
Oh, temple shot!
Temple. Oh no.
Is that Temple's Fort Brachio moving in as well? And they just lost a few units. Yeah, it was as well.
Yeah, I think he's managed to retreat him off.
Yeah. I think he only lost a couple of units there.
Oh my gosh, what happened there, hey? Waters are still raining fire down, though. They are going to use up all this ammo, which is good to see. They've still got 13 pieces of artillery to use as well.
Yeah, the most of their mortars are out of ammo now, though. They've got a couple more like towards the side of the wall. They're on like the last shot, and the 3 that are in the middle of the point have got like one's still got 6, but I don't think that's got a good aim on, or it's glitched out because it looks like Tessu can't actually get on it. No, I don't think he can actually get on it because he was running around it. It looked like he was pushing F, but it wouldn't actually let him do it. So interesting. So another Treb going in from Plebs there. They've only got 5 left.
No pressure on
Plebs
any of
have
their
lost
artillery,
more
though,
heroes so far. Nah, they
No
managed to
pressure.
just use their shots there as much as they wanted. They've used basically everything what they've placed so far. The defenders have placed 10 and lost most of it already as well.
it looks like there is a poleaxe, a pleb. He might be going up these back ladders again, behind the defenders on the breach. I think Plebs are starting to stack up the units though, and it looks like they've just got them ready to go either way here, through the gate or through the breach.
Yeah.
Right now, gate is definitely the weaker side in terms of defence.
Yeah. Oh.
They must have heard me,
just jumped
because
off
that
the
is
wall.
the way they
Multiple
go.
of them just jumped off the wall as well. They do have a couple of units going through the back lines of this 3 heroes there that are going to climb up those ladders with Varangians and Shieldmaidens.
Wow,
It's going to be interesting to see how they get in there.
Haven't they?
The fight initially seems to be going in Plebs' favour, but now the Shenjis from Zoo are above the fight, straight in the middle. That cavalry charge as well, extremely well timed.
Those
Sue's Shenji's on top.
Going down and trying to fight the breach. I think personally they should just go straight to home cap. There's nothing there.
I think they might turn around. There's only 2 of them as well. I thought there was 3, but it looks like they're going to go now. Oh no, they try to get into the tower instead. What are they doing? Oh, they're going down the breach
they're
instead.
a little bit confused. That's what they're doing.
I think it's because they've lost their push and they've basically been told to try and get back to not lose your units. And Zoo should have really been trying to collapse on that, but they're still fighting at the archway, so they couldn't exactly just...
These 3 players from the breach are coming up, and it looks like
they're turning back around now to go.
The base now.
And Zoo have actually won the, if you like, the main fight at the archway, but there's 2 or 3 from Plebs that have managed to push through the breach, and they're already up towards the base point, but they keep turning around. It's like they want control of this tower.
They've been told to wait. From looking at that, I think they've been told to wait and just hold.
Yeah, and now they're in a position where basically they can't get ignored. They're placing grape shots above the breach as well. Anya there. Space needs to get rid of that with his bomb as quickly as possible. And Zoo are actually rotating to fight that on the wall, but they're going to fight inside the tower, which is a very clever move.
It's going to be messy inside here.
Yeah, and the fact is, though, how many guys do you send to try and clear that out? They should maybe just leave a guy at the bottom with shields to block them in, and then just ignore them, and then fight the main fight.
Yeah.
Because now Plebs are able to outnumber the guys at the breach, they're pushing through. There are Zicalian bombs coming down from Zoo as well. Ooh, cavalry charge as well, very well timed.
Plebs are winning
cavalry
hero
charge
battle
from
at the minute as well.
They are pushing through though, I think they've got too much...
Zicalian militia are definitely getting a bit of work from the Zoo, but Plebs are winning the battle on the floor.
Who have just dropped down to 8 heroes as well. That was a good attempt though, man, with them pretty well timed cavalry charges as well. What they need to do though is get back up onto base, because if they can close that gate, Zoo are in big trouble.
Yeah, I think they already are. There is not much up there to kind of protect base cap right now, and Plebs are rushing it quickly.
Hero-wise, it's the defenders have actually got the advantage now, but although they're going to run straight into that trebuchet. But if Zoo can get up there without taking too much losses, they might actually be in a pretty decent position to clear that. Plebs are already placing their grape shots though. They've got 3 of them down already, 4 of them down already on the base.
That placement with the ISG though, that is a nice placement just to hold the defenders back for a little while, get those grape shots up.
Zoo is behind Plebs on the point though now with the unit of cavalry as well, Daggerax Lancers. They might be able to clear this initial bit off, but Plebs are coming in with reinforcements now as well. I think that's their own cavalry. It looks like Cataphract's coming straight through, and they are being controlled by
and stuff coming as well, look.
Booming Kagan. Booming Kagan's got them on the 2 ability, and they're just running straight through. Oh, that is a brawl and a half, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just an absolute bloodbath down there now.
Zoo have got rid of all 4 grape shots that got built on the base point. There are more going down behind though, like from the direction where Plebs will be spawning or coming with reinforcements.
Just got their cameras going to squat down. That is going to give them a fair bit of protection while they set up any more grape shots. Still got 5 they can use, 5 pieces of artillery.
I don't know if Plebs should like slow down a little bit and reset here. They've still got 5 artillery, they've still got 3 trebs.
I think they are probably going to start doing that now.
They need to regroup if they want to win this fight. Very good reaction from Zoo though, man. That was really well done.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. Much better than the first game, or the second game, sorry. Much better.
A single hashashin at the gate, going down to the supply, just fighting some stalwarts on his own. He's like, I'll take you on.
Giving it his best, alright?
Yeah.
Giving it his best.
Yeah, then Temple shot that guy. What's going on?
It looks like they are all stacking back up on the back gate.
Oh, this is going to be a brutal
maybe
push.
a few of them going through the front.
Esu for Plebs as well has got Shenji's out. And then we've got Wincrow, I think, with... Oh, no, that's just like Village Watchmen. They've got Camels as well.
Yes, we've got
IPGs.
Camels, IPGs, a lot of IPGs in there.
Halberdier Sergeants. Oof, that's going to be rough to deal with, man.
Plebs they can still use as well. 5 pieces of artillery.
Temple Shot's the guy with the camels as well. Manu and Temple Shot have both got camels. That's going to be rough to deal with, man. A lot of Halberdier Sergeants. Unit-wise, though, it's very even. 561 to 551. 5-star units, though, the attackers do have 36 and the defenders only 11, but the defenders then have more purple and blue. So it's actually fairly even. It's going to come down to... It's only 3 artillery for the attackers, though, as well, so it's not like they've got an amazing amount of artillery to place. They have just placed some culverins, though. They have just placed
a few culverins down in their push and their group shots.
I think though, saying that the defenders have got Shenjis up as well. They've also got Camels up. They've got good units still, man. They've still got some good units. It's all going to come down to one push now. The attackers have only got 14 heroes. Must be somebody reloading back in, I assume. I was saying that the attackers have actually got more guys on 2 deaths, so...
This is going to be their final push, isn't it, when they do go?
Oh, yeah, this is interesting. They've definitely got the units to do it. I think they actually have more trash out. But then they've got 2. It's gonna be rough to deal with, man. Ooh, on the right there as well. Do you see it when they push through? They've got the defenders have got a grape shot down. That's like one of their last artillery pieces with some stalwarts and fort brachio underneath their marchways.
Yeah.
So as you're looking at the picture now, the attackers move through, and straight on the left as we're looking at it now, there's a defensive formation down there. With a grape shot, and they cannot leave that in their back lines, otherwise they'll get ruined, and then they get pincered from both sides.
Here we go, hit push started.
And there's one
Loads of heroes turning right, look. Loads
yeah,
of them.
they have to get rid of it. They have to get rid of the grape shots in there. They have to move in. The main fight's in the archway, and Plebs have basically won that because they just completely overwhelmed it. Zoo are pushing in from behind, though.
Matching on hero kills at the minute.
The problem is with the Zoo having to push across there, they have to push across the artillery that Plebs have placed.
Yep.
We do have a cheeky poleaxe though from Zoo. Our Fetman is trying to get rid of some of their artillery in the back lines as well. He's actually staying alive for quite a while.
Oh, this is
so close. I think Plebs are just clipping it though. The defenders are dropping slightly more heroes.
Two units, 2 heroes more still. There's Fort Brasher at the gate. Zoo just need to pull them into the main fight now, like get them away from the gate.
They are. Oh no, the hero died. Oh, that's rough.
No.
That is rough. And now Plebs have got control of the base point.
Plebs are starting to push them back.
Shenji's in the back lines though. Shifty's just jumped in there with his maul and I think maybe killed half the unit. Good Trev coming down now.
2 minutes to go.
I think they've done it, you know. Although there's a longsword in the back for the defenders, he can just jump on in a sec when they start capping. Although he's quite far away. There he goes though. Glaive, couple of short swords. Camels coming from behind as well. I don't think they can do it.
Plebs. Oh.
Just getting stuff on, but Plebs have got so much stuff there they can just kill it. A lot of halberdier sergeants, they've got IPGs, they've got camels.
Yeah, Zoo has
got a lot of heroes
themselves now, just trying to jump on that point by time.
I have a choice, but I think so many of them have just died that a lot of them are out of the game now.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Minute 40 left to go as well. That was a close match. A very close match.
I mean, that was
well done
a proper
to Plebs.
Brawl right there on the final point there. They made him work for it. They made him work for it.
Oh, they did. I mean, look at Shifty there, or Nifty, sorry. 326 and 150 units.
Wow.
Absolutely nuking it there. I mean, that was close, man. That could have gone either way. If that initial fight on the base point, yet not the initial fight, but the first engagement when they were up on the base point, when they'd reset up there for the last push. If Zoo could have just evened that first fight out a little bit, obviously Plebs completely piled in on that right hand side there to get rid of the one grape shot that was there, which is the move they had to do. Like that could have gone very differently.
Yeah,
very differently.
I mean, 2 of the Pleb players were knocked out. Quite a few of the Zoo players were knocked out, but actually the Zoo players only got knocked out on that last kind of push.
It was
there.
that final sort of tussle right there at the end that took them out of the game. Up until then, they'd honestly been going pretty well. And as you said at the start of that fight with Plebs in like the concourse, the sort of archways just to the east of the base camp flag, they were going pretty even at the start, and I think it was just the troops that were doing a lot of it there. You know, it was the troop quality and quantity
that peak there
that just gradually sort of overwhelmed them, and there was a big spike right there that kind of eventually gave it to Plebs, and that was kind of how they pinched the lead there. So that was close, close, and I think it's
very close games.
Yeah.
Very, very close games. I think a lot closer than anybody was kind of expecting.